attacks. Let's minus to kill homeboy. And there we go. Greetings, happy friends, and welcome back to the MTG Struggle Bus, where I struggle more so you can struggle less. And today we're going to be playing some black-white control. Yeah, I mean, it kind of feels a little mid-rangey, but I feel like it's control. And so let's start off with the early game. You're pretty much trying to run out some early disruption here in the form of like Shambling Ghast and Professor of Symbology to gum up the board a little bit so it's harder for our opponent to get to us. There is also Eye Twitch, which, I mean, it's not really disruption. 1/1 flyer for one doesn't really do much. I mean, it does save us some life, but really it's the gas giving us either the ramp from the treasure if we don't need the -1, or the -1 allowing us to kill 2/2s or just make it awkward for your opponent to attack. Same thing with Symbology, just being able to be a 2/1, so it blocks a lot more things. And this is pretty much fodder for things like Deadly Dispute, Bloodhook Massacre, and then Fell Stinger, which all allow us to draw additional cards for sacking our units. Our creatures, of course, these are going to the market, typically grabbing Environmental Sciences or maybe one of Silver Bullet to an answer that we need in the early game. We have 3 Vanishing Verses and Infernal Grasp as far as removal. All right, and then our kind of like pseudo value engine is Edgar Charmed Groom from the new set. Edgar Charmed Groom is a 2 white black 4/4 vampire noble. Other vampires you control get a +1/+1, and then when Edgar Charmed Groom dies, return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. Flip side to that is, at the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 white and black vampire creature token with lifelink, and put a bloodline counter on Edgar Markov's coffin. Then, if there are 3 or more bloodline counters on it, remove those counters and transform it. So essentially, we have the option of sacking it with Deathly Dispute, as well as Fell Stinger, or even board wiping ourselves. He'll come back as this coffin, giving us a 1/1 every turn, and then he'll flip back over, still being a 4/4, but he was on the battlefield, so he is going to have pseudo haste. But then all those 3 1/1s become 2/2 lifelinkers. So there's kind of our value engine, and once again, just a way that we could sack it for value. We do have to be a little careful of exile on the format, but I think overall it's a decent value engine if it is slow. And then, of course, once again, we talked about Meathook Massacre as an early board wipe, and then a later board wipe, which is no strange thing to anybody, Blood on the Snow. Just being a 6 mana sweeper, but of course when we pay snow, we get to bring back either a planeswalker or a creature after we wipe the board, so that can get us back our win cons in the form of Edgar, or Lulth, or Professor Onyx, and even Toxtrol. And of course, we're a little light on win cons just because I feel like sometimes Edgar could be a win con on his own, or just straight value engine, but we have Lulth, the Spider Queen, which I won't go too in depth about because we've seen that plenty of times, and Professor Onyx as well, another throwback to the mono black control decks and whatnot. 1/1, but I could easily see it being maybe 2 Lulths or something like that. But I wanted to try a Toxtrol. Toxtrol is from the new set as well, Crimson Vow. Toxtrol the Corrosive is a 5 black 7/7 legendary slug horror. At the beginning of each end step, so both yours and your opponent, put a slime counter on each creature you don't control. Creatures you don't control get a -1/-1 for each slime counter on them, so you're slowly whittling down your opponent's board. Whenever a creature you don't control with a slime counter on it dies, create a 1/1 black slug creature token. So not only you're wiping your opponent's board, but you're plussing up yours. And then this line of text doesn't really matter because we can't generate blue, but blue-green or blue-black, sacrifice a slug, draw a card. So yeah, this card is sweet, and I like having kind of like another board wipe, right? And it can kind of get the beat down on its own, and it's another target for us to get back. I mean, we actually can't get it back with Blood in the Snow because we're not gonna pay enough mana, because you do have to pay 6 snow or 7 snow to get it back, and you can't pay that much for Blood in the Snow. So a slight bit of a nombo. That's probably a good indicator of it should be why it should be another Lulth, but I wanted to try the card out, so why not? Once again, I struggle more, and then we'll find out if it's worth it or not. But that's it, guys. Let's go ahead and get into some gameplay. Alright, this looks pretty serviceable, so I think we'll keep it. 1 drop into 2 drop to go grab us environmental sciences. Seems pretty solid. So let's see, why not? No, never mind. I mean, we're yeah. Let's see. Send it back over to opponent. Seems pretty decent of a curve up against. Huh. Okay, okay. Let's go grab environmental science. I think is still correct here. Yeah, just to make sure we hit all our land drops, I think is pretty important. And do we care about 1 damage here? I think we can hold off just in case they end up flipping it right away. Yep. Revealing the Cinderplasm is pretty unfortunate. I mean, we're still gonna get a card off of it, but you know how that goes. Let's see here. And grabbing another environmental science is fine. Just make sure we can hit every land drop, you know? Aw. Unlucky. Fire this off right now. Have the face of saving active. Should we need it later? Let's get our good home right. So let's just get all our black going. Plus the 2 sciences stems some of the bleeding until we're able to. There we go. So a little on the interesting side just because of the way they left up their mana. I think we can wait another turn. Let's just go ahead and environmental science here. We'll send it back. Gonna bide our time a little bit. We do want to go ahead and run out Edgar though. Eat up one of the, yeah, like this. We'll run up Edgar this turn. I think if they want to counter this, we're fine with that. Or I wonder if we want to try to just verse, and then that way next turn we can do like Edgar with Deadly Dispute up or Onyx. Thing is, if we do Edgar this turn, it kind of eats their removal, right? Or their counter magic to clear the way for Onyx. But we also have a Blood in the Snow. Yeah, I think I am just going to go ahead and wait until next turn. Not putting us on a ridiculous amount of pressure. Not the most mana efficient thing. I could definitely have swung there, but I also didn't want to risk losing one of our lands, so they're extremely important right now. And this is fine. Oh wow, okay, interesting. So see if this resolves. It does, okay. So what is our opponent holding? Interesting. I was expecting a play from them at that point, but I guess not. I won't hate it. I'm not mad at it. I'll take it. Alrighty then. That's game 1, I guess. Sorry, guys. Alright. Yeah, this hand seems fine to me. I like it. We'll keep this. I like this hand quite a bit. I think we're okay. If we had, I think we'd play this hand a little differently. If we had, I'm trying to blank now on it. Man, I really need to get better at names. You guys may want to know the draw too. Suspicious looting or something, contract looting, vicious looting. So, I have a pause, right? I think so. Snakeskin Veil's an option. That's fine. We have Edgar though. We'll be alright. Onyx, not really the draw I wanted to see there, but our opponent slow playing a little bit. Wish we had a removal spell. That would have been really sweet there. So they play their unit or their creature, we kill it right before they get to go shields up. Unless they were slow rolling so they could leave. Oh, alright, alright. Interesting, interesting. I think we're gonna head. Guess we don't attack just in case. Let's see here. We can still drop faces even. Play Edgar, send it back. We have our insurance policies here, so that seems pretty sweet. Okay. So it's a little awkward with Edgar, just a little bit. Opponent going wide on us, fair enough. This is unfortunate because they are going to get to flip their werewolves this turn. Shoot. Not exactly what we want to see. So I guess we are going to have to leave back Edgar, unfortunately. They just take the 1 if we attack, so sadly no attacks. That's not what really what I wanted to see, but you know. Probably gonna go ahead and trade. Let's see here. So we know they have this Snakeskin Veil. Toblar, yeah, seems legit. Let's see if our opponent attacks here. They're gonna have the 1, and they just send it back. Interesting. This is very deadly dispute. There we go. I think I like going here, that way they are not sure. Let's see, can they kill? They definitely can kill. I wonder if we should just board wipe now. They're stuck on mana. We don't get anything back though. So we can Onyx, but I'm worried about them killing Onyx, right? Yeah. Do we blood in the snow here? I think we do. So, I mean, we're telegraphing it, but we might as well get in damage while we can. I think it's correct when they've spent this much time. They don't have the mana to kill Edgar, right? So we can get in now. We'll just make a treasure. -1/-1 counter isn't really gonna do much. We could draw, but I think this is fine. 4. Make a treasure. Wipe the board. Get our gas back. Nah, I think Edgar just makes 1/1s. I think I like that, right? We're up here. The Tovalar, that's fine. Oh, that was cool. I'm not gonna lie, chat, that was pretty cool. Let's go ahead and drop Onyx. Let's minus to kill Homeboy. And there we go. Alrighty. On to the next one. Alright, yeah, I think this hand is serviceable. We'll keep this. Either go Shambling Geist if our opponent is aggressive, or we can go Professor. So let's do that. We're just gonna go ahead and go Professor here. Black, we say. Nice. Zombies. Fair enough, my friend. Fair enough. Question is if it's reduced to memory or environmental sciences. I think we're gonna grab sciences because we have 2. Let's see, and the next turn. So next turn we can play Haven, Science, and then still have the black for Shambling Geist. That seems correct to me. That'll be our game plan. Yeah, we'll take this block. Seems solid to me. Jadar, okay. Seems okay. So yeah, I definitely still like our plan. Oh, we have the snow-covered swamp. Yeah, we're not gonna be attacking anytime soon. I could have sequenced that a little bit better, but that's okay. I don't think we're giving up too much information. Let's do it this way, so if they attack, they at least lose Jadar. The next turn, would like to have a little, probably Deadly Dispute would be pretty sweet. Let's see here. It's gonna be interesting how they play this out. They're gonna go grab a land. That seems fair. We're gonna be... So far, we'll see what we draw. Would like to see a little bit of our card advantage. Interesting. Very interesting. So they may have another Jadar, but I think we still... I think we can double block, but I think just stopping them from getting another zombie is correct. If they have another Jadar, I think we're okay with that. We don't care about ramping in the Professor Onyx right now. So actually, I messed that up. I think we could have taken the 2, actually. Ah, man. So many, I can make so many cleaner plays. Yeah, I need to start doing that. Like, we should have just done that for the treasure, actually, now, considering. Like, I think we could have taken 1 extra damage there. Interesting, our opponent played out the way they did. Wonder why. Lolth, okay.
Envy the strong, for they consume the weak. I will cull the weak.
Oops. Let's see. Sinkhole. Firing up the Haven doesn't do anything. Killing a dude doesn't do anything. Like, we can kill that zombie and attack, but she gets the +1, so she just takes it. So I think we just hold here for right now, unfortunately. I still think it was correct to grab the environmental sciences. Let's see here. Use one. Each of my separate creature with the greatest power. If we can get our Troxel, that'll be pretty sweet here. I think we... Oh, that's right, they have Menace. I forgot about that. A little unfortunate, for sure. And that's so awkward. Oh, I guess we could fire up the Haven. I mean, I feel like if they haven't played anything, they have removal, right? We probably need it to protect. Well, she doesn't really protect that well. We just have to take it. Not the best set of draws for us. Playing her, they can't. Well, I guess they could fire up the Haven and kill her. Doesn't feel great. We do get to draw a card though. I think we still just wait here, send it back so we can leave up Infernal Grasp when we play her. I think that's our part of our road to victory. End of their turn, we'll probably feel the ruin. But yeah, them being ahead on cards right now is unfortunate. Unfortunate, but we'll make it work one way or another. Are getting pretty low on life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not having a boil here is a little on the frustrating side. We'll just grab a swamp here. Swamp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Deadly Dispute. Yeah, making that token would have made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, would have made a world of difference here. Because we only had these spells to gain life back, right? Sacrifice this. That doesn't really put us ahead on board. I feel like they might also have a hero's downfall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess we'll wait until their turn. Just do a Deadly Dispute, kill one of them. We'll block champion, Deadly Dispute here. Yeah, them just being able to draw 2 cards a turn has been pretty solid. What are we looking for? It'll be an interesting one. It will be an interesting one, chat. Like, I just feel like their whole hand is counter magic and removal. So they're not even in too bad of pressure right now. That's odd.
And I, the generous one.
We don't need the treasure at this point.
Subservience will be a reward.
Okay. Like, we could fire this off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we could leave up both. Yeah, I think we still just take that so we can gain the life back from evens out with what's your face? So 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. Play Professor. We activate, they lose. Alright, they got it. Good game. That's good enough. Alright, this seems like a pretty well-rounded hand to me. So, yeah, we'll keep it. Have Eye Twitch into either Fellstinger or Deadly Dispute, which that seems kind of cool. Let's get our black on the ground, and then Eye Twitch most likely gonna end up being a, oh, alright, well, we just do that instead. That seems a little bit more power mana efficient. Guess we could have played around the Jawari Disruption, but don't particularly think we care. We'll see how our opponent plays this turn. Ooh. The Celestus, you say? Let's see here. Here, and then Fellstinger seems to be correct. That way next turn we have like Deadly Dispute plus Sciences. I think this is the most mana efficient play. It does relax some of the pressure on our opponent, but yes, we could also next turn, like, we could also, well, I played the mana wrong to do it. No, we couldn't do it anyways. I was thinking maybe just playing the first Meathook Master so we could start pinging them. I wonder if that's correct here, actually. think I am gonna do that. Yeah, I think I am gonna do that the more I think about it. I kind of like that idea since we have two and it looks like blue-white control. Actually, I mean, yeah, between Hall, blue-white plus Celestis, it may be the enchantment deck, maybe. Fair. So they're gonna get the ball rolling here, which is unfortunate. So I'm kind of glad we didn't sack it. Let's go combat first. Talk the old timekeeper. You just take it. Interesting. So Meathook leaving up dispute doesn't seem horrible to me. Oh, we still don't. That's awkward. We can't do that. It is awkward, actually. So you just Meathook this turn. Oops. I guess we can also play Fellstinger. It is an upgrade on damage. We get to draw some cards. Just would like to get some value, but maybe that's not necessarily the most value. Oops, sorry about that. Is it too late to cancel this? Where's undo at? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think let's go ahead and just do this. They have the counter, they have the counter. Eye twitch. And then we get to, oops. Nice. Let's see here. I think we can get Confront the Past. Just as another insurance policy. 5/0, fair. So what are we discarding here? Probably our third Meathook. We have to discard 2 cards. Yeah, I kind of really don't want to get rid of a second Meathook, but I guess that's probably the less impactful card. We really only punish them for Meathook, or for board wiping us with it. At least they're playing Celestis and not Stadium, right? Stadium with Teferi is a little scary. Sometimes they can kind of ramp up extra counters there that you weren't anticipating. It's interesting that they played that the way they did. So let's see here. Alright, so we start off by playing this for sure. So here's the thing, right? We can attack for 2, then do this for 2, and then that still leaves us a 3 mana to draw 2 more cards. It doesn't sound horrible to me. We can hit their face, but then we gotta do this for 3, which leaves us 1 mana to do nothing. So yeah, I think that is the better play. Thing is, they foretold that.
Now that was a surprise.
So 1 targeting Teferi. So what? They have another Teferi, I guess, is what we're looking at.
We will meet again.
Yeah, we'll just Meathook here, actually. Yeah, I like Meathooking here. Doesn't put our opponent under a lot of pressure, but it does kind of force them to do. Oh, wow, alright. They're going for the late game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can't quite do Edgar plus Stinger, which would have been really sweet here. We can, though, let's dive in. And then we can go like Fell Stinger. I'm trying to think if it's Edgar. Oh, that could be a Doomscar as well. So let's Edgar. Like leaving up Dispute versus going to the market. You know what? I am gonna go to the market here and grab Exhibition. I think that's correct. That way, when they Doomscar this turn, like we still get Edgar back, right? They take 2, and then if we draw land, they go Doomscar, and then we immediately refresh our board with Expedition or Exhibition. So I think that's correct. Okay, well, I guess if they're gonna do that, let's. Oh, we also. Okay, ooh, I like that. Let's go ahead and replay Edgar. Because what's gonna happen is they're gonna try to exile him, and we have the Deadly Dispute backup. Oh, they had the counter magic? Alright, fair, they got me. I'll give it to them. Oh. Okay, that resolves. Man. Opponent definitely having the upswing on us. So another dude. Environmental Sciences. I guess we just take Reduced to Memory. Yeah, I like the idea of Reduced to Memory. Just, we could get rid of Celestis. We can get rid of, another Teferi if that's what they end up playing. It's interesting.
We can still have a little fun. I've got some time tinkering to do.
Yeah, our opponent's got quite the hand. Huh. Very interesting, opponent. How very interesting. So we know they don't have a board wipe now. We could play our own exhibition. I think we could just exile. Bring these guys back. So let's see. If we play Edgar, we have enough mana to reduce to memory. Is that good enough? No, we want to leave up Dispute if we're gonna play Edgar. So let's go ahead and draw some cards first. And I don't think we're attacking, so we're gonna tap this way just to give us the most options. Play a Fell Stinger. Sack a dude. We draw cards. The opponent takes 1. Another Professor. I guess we just get rid of Teferi while we can.
It's only a matter of time.
And then we hold. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's, I mean, it's definitely a consideration, but that would have been a 1 mana removal spell if we had played Exhibition. Okay. Interesting. Sure. I think that wasn't nearly as bad as maybe they want it to be. Oh, okay. Fair. So the tempo play was definitely there. That makes a lot more sense now. We may be out of luck here. I think our opponent played it very well. We just didn't put him under enough pressure, I guess. Alright, solid. So now I am feeling a little silly. So we're not, I mean, we're just dead, right? Like, we could play stuff, but they literally have all the divide by zeros, so they got there. Unfortunately. On to the next one then, guys. Alright. I don't really feel like we can keep it. I mean, we have a professor on 2, but we go first. Is this good enough? Man, it's a little risky, but I think the fact that we have the ability to draw 3 cards may be enough to get us there. So we kind of have our curve out, right? So let's give it a shot. Play the tap line first. Oh, we can make sure we can Professor of Symbology. I really wanted to see the second Blood in the Snow this early, but that's okay. Does make our turn 3 a little awkward, but yeah, nice. Up against the ooh, sweet. Now, we want to guarantee. I think guaranteeing Edgar is a little bit better than Stinger right now. So we're just gonna do this. And no attacks, because we're not gonna block the zombie, but that can also prevent Jadar from attacking. We're kind of the, when we win big. So this Rider, that's pretty decent. So they get another Decayed. So we're just gonna try to buy our time here. It does make our Blood in the Snows a little worse. A little worse. So let's see here. Queen, make 2 dudes. I think that's correct since we have the Blood in the Snow. The sooner we get Headless right off the board though, the better. So they're gonna get Edgar off. And that's Exile. Nicely done. Nicely done. 2 Headless. Alright. So we're gonna have to double. Gotcha. Ooh. That's a good draw for us. And we get to Stinger here. I like that. Mana's a little awkward. But, you know, that's the price you pay. So let's go ahead and do... let's draw first. Always want to work with as much information as we can. So let's draw first. Sack this. We'll take 2. We'll draw 2. I'm still... I mean, it didn't really change the way we tap. Right, let's go ahead and just exile this now. There we go. Send it back. That way, just in case they're running their own deadly dispute, you know what I mean? We can kind of get underneath that. Alright, we're not too worried about that. We've tapped out, so that's good for us. We will take our 2. Yeah, we're going to take our 2 because we're going to Loth next turn, so... It's not horrible either. We can Loth plus eye twitch. Is that what we want to do, or do we want to wait on the Blood in the Snow till after, right? I mean, we could board wipe now. Board wipe now. Get back Professor. Kinda. Ironically, I kind of like that, to be honest with you. That we're not putting Loth in any kind of danger, right? I mean, I guess we could play her. Maybe we do. Play her, make 2 dudes. We can block, block, block. She'll go down the 1 though. She will die. So that's not, well, this will get her back though. Is that good enough? I don't think so. Actually, yeah, it probably is. So let's here make play eye twitch, play Lolth, minus Lolth, and no attacks.
For annihilation.
So we have all the blocks. Well, the problem is Headless Rider. That's gonna make... Yeah. Oh, alright. Well, if our opponent's gonna give it to us, that's nice of them. This is very nice of them. So, block, 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 block. That was very nice of our opponent to do that, honestly. Let's go ahead and just grab Exhibition here. See what their follow-up play is. Blood in the Snow? Do they run that? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we're just gonna zero her and then play Exhibition. We really don't need the Blood in the Snow here. Nice. That makes so much more sense, opponent. So much more sense now. So let's see here. Sinkhole, they both come into play tapped. So... I mean, you know what's coming now, opponent. Wish we had an Edgar to get back, but probably Professor is fine. So we've got our extra counter. Let's go ahead and get Professor. Destroy all creatures. Play all the snow. Wipe the board, and I think getting Professor back is fine. 2 zombies. We get exile. Let's get that back, and then let's minus. And I'm feeling pretty good about our position here. They're kind of top decking. Block. Block? Is that correct? No. Block here. That's correct, because these have menace. So take it. It gets to do digging, which is fine. And our opponent scoots it up. Alright, on to the next one. Alright, well then, pretty self-explanatory. I mean, it's gum up the board. I like the deck. I think the deck is pretty sweet. I think from a craft perspective, I would probably put this deck at a 4 if you like the control aspect. I think it's a fun deck. There's a lot of stuff to do. You're really proactive with your, various early creatures that you can sack later on. I think that the removal package worked out. You saw it's a little Vanishing Verse is a little awkward sometimes. I like the exile aspect of it, but maybe we're replacing the Infernal Grasp. I'm not quite sure. The deck is pretty tight. I could easily see. I like Blood in the Snow. I think 4 is definitely playable. Edgar felt a little clunky, just a little bit on some of those games that you guys saw. So I think maybe we can probably go down to like a 3 of and add like another Lolth. Of course, that's the difference from crafting from like a rare to mythic, but never got to see Toxrill, unfortunately. I do think that card is pretty solid. It can take over the game very quickly, and I think there were a couple of games there where if we had drawn it, we could get there. But yeah, I like Stinger gumming up the board, kind of the additional sack value and stuff. So the deck's pretty sweet. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just didn't get enough games where we were aggressively sacking Edgar, but just getting the 4/4 felt a little clunky sometimes, right? We want to kind of get a little more value out of it. So I think I definitely would add a couple more lulls to the deck, but overall it was a ton of fun. I definitely enjoyed playing it. So quite a few lines sometimes in the early games. Later in the game it was pretty obvious to kind of board wipe, play our finisher, kind of get there. But yeah, the deck was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed the games, guys. Until next time, as always, happy gaming.